In the rugged wilderness of western Alaska, where the land meets the icy waters of the Bering Sea, the dense forests and snow-capped mountains hide many secrets. Among these secrets, two legendary creatures roamed, unbeknownst to each other. Derek, a formidable Bigfoot, had migrated north from the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, while Kor, a mighty Yeti, had wandered south from the Himalayan heights. Their paths were about to cross in an epic confrontation that would become the stuff of legends. Derek had lived his entire life in the deep, shadowy forests of Oregon. But as human encroachment increased, he felt the need to find a new home. The tales of vast, untouched wilderness far to the north drew him towards Alaska. The journey was long and arduous, but Derek was resilient. He traversed rivers, crossed valleys, and climbed mountains, driven by an instinctual pull towards the uncharted territories. Kor, the Yeti, had always been a solitary creature of the Himalayas. Known as the abominable snowman, he was revered and feared in equal measure by the local villagers. However, the increasing human expeditions and the changing climate forced him to seek a new habitat. The icy expanses of Alaska, with its harsh winters and endless snowfields, seemed like a perfect new home. Kor traveled across the vast icy steppes, following the cold currents, until he reached the wilds of Alaska. It was a cold, crisp day when Derek and Kor first sensed each other's presence. Derek was foraging near a frozen stream, his keen senses alert to any signs of danger. Kor was moving through the forest, his white fur blending seamlessly with the snow. Both creatures were wary, their instincts sharpened by years of survival in harsh environments. As they approached the same clearing, the air seemed to crackle with tension. Derek, standing at an impressive 8 feet tall, was a towering figure of muscle and fur. His deep-set eyes scanned the area, catching sight of Kor's hulking figure moving through the trees. Kor, even larger than Derek, moved with a surprising grace for his size. His fur was as white as the snow, and his eyes, a piercing blue, locked onto Derek's dark gaze. For a moment, they stood still, sizing each other up. Neither had ever encountered a creature quite like the other. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the usual sounds of wildlife falling silent as if in anticipation of the clash. Derek made the first move, letting out a deep, resonant roar that echoed through the trees. He beat his chest and charged, his powerful legs propelling him forward with astonishing speed. Kor responded with a roar of his own, a chilling sound that sent shivers down Derek's spine. The Yeti braced himself, his massive arms spread wide, ready to grapple with his opponent. The two titans collided with a force that shook the ground. They grappled fiercely, each trying to overpower the other. Derek's brute strength met Kor's incredible endurance, and they struggled in a primal dance of power and survival. Derek swung his massive fists, landing blows that could fell trees, but Kor absorbed the impacts, using his thick fur and dense muscles as a natural armor. Kor countered with his own attacks, his claws raking across Derek's fur, leaving deep gashes. He used his larger size to try and pin Derek down, but the Bigfoot was too agile, slipping out of holds and countering with powerful kicks and punches. The battle raged on, neither side willing to back down. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the snowy landscape, the battle showed no signs of slowing. Both creatures were exhausted, their fur matted with blood and snow. But in the heat of the fight, something unexpected happened. Derek and Kor began to understand each other. They realized they were not so different, both fighting for survival in a world that was becoming increasingly hostile to their kind. In a moment of mutual recognition, they paused. Derek, panting heavily, took a step back. Kor, equally weary, mirrored the gesture. The forest was silent once more, save for the heavy breathing of the two combatants. They stood there, eyes locked, an unspoken understanding passing between them. Derek was the first to lower his guard, raising his hand in a gesture of peace. Kor, after a moment's hesitation, did the same. Slowly, they approached each other, the hostility giving way to a tentative truce. They touched foreheads, a sign of mutual respect, and then stepped back, acknowledging each other's strength and resilience. The sun dipped below the horizon, and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky. Derek and Kor, once fierce adversaries, now stood as allies. They knew that their true enemy was not each other but the encroaching humans who threatened their homes. Over the following weeks, Garrick and Cor forged an unlikely alliance. They learned to communicate through gestures and sounds, sharing knowledge about their respective environments. Garrick taught Cor about the intricacies of the forest, while Cor shared his knowledge of surviving in the harsh, icy terrain. Together, they became a formidable force, protecting their territory from human intrusions. They used their combined strength and cunning to sabotage logging operations and scare away poachers. The humans who ventured too deep into the wilderness would tell tales of the two legendary creatures who guarded the land, deterring further encroachment. As the years passed, the legend of Garrick and Cor grew. They were the guardians of the wilderness, protectors of the natural world. Their alliance became a symbol of unity and strength, showing that even the most unlikely of allies could come together for a common cause. Garrick and Cor continued to live in harmony, respecting each other's space and working together to preserve their home. They were no longer just Bigfoot and Yeti, they were brothers in arms, bound by their shared struggle and mutual respect. Their story was passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of understanding and cooperation. The forest and the mountains thrived under their watchful eyes, a sanctuary for all who lived there. And so, the epic battle that had begun as a fierce confrontation ended in a powerful alliance, shaping the future of the wilderness for years to come. Garrick and Cor's legacy lived on, a testament to the enduring bond between two of nature's most legendary creatures.